Hi folks, welcome to Family Friendly Bushcraft, a new channel we're putting together as a family and our wider circle of friends to try and make the outdoors a lot more accessible to youngsters without being part of one of the major organisations. As you can see, we're headed into the woods there and just starting to set up the parachute canopy, ready to make a temporary camp for the day. These parachute canopies are really useful for a larger shelter than a tarp provides, and also they can be made in a private wood as a semi-permanent camp there. This filming took place in Long Timber Woods in Ivybridge in Devon. Beautiful little part of the country there. There's my youngest Leighton. He's coming in to give us a hand setting up the camp now. He's just 2 now, but he loves the outdoors. You see a little bit wobbly checking out the kit there. Now there is a river next to the camp, but it's shallow and slow flowing at this point, which is one of the reasons we choose it to be our setup point. And the other kids have just had a camera shot there, ready to lend a hand, and also playing with him. Now they've gone out of shot again. As I did mention earlier in the piece, this is the River in Ivybridge. It's fed from Dartmoor. There's a nice little trout river a little bit further down, I believe. While the kids are playing and starting to gather a little bit of firewood, I'm just going to be putting another few guy lines out and make the camp a little bit more secure. Not using any pegs today, just using the trees around and any roots, rocks that are in the right place at the right time.
Hi.
Do that again, Connor.
What?
Do that again.
Hi.
It's your pouch for all the fire kit. And, got another hole kit. Got a wire saw. Tea light candle. Small spare knife. That's a hard steel knife, so it will spark off the ferro rods. There's a selection in there of fat wood, char cloth, bits of small cordage, large bore needles and a ferro rod for many camp tasks. There's also the tin that came out of there. Again, some commercial fat wood sticks there, another ferro rod, some jute twine and traditional flint and steel, char cloth and some waxed jute as well. So we've got all kinds of options there. we've got our little camp stove made from a catering food tin. This particular one, jalapenos, I got from Rogers of Plymouth. Got a little plug for you guys there. This is quite a large one, you can make them down as small as a bean tin if you really want to. Good way of keeping a fire contained and cooked. You can boil your water on it, you can do your coffee over it, which we'll be doing shortly. Good way of keeping a small fire going without damaging the area around. You'll see we've got some stones under it, some of the river stone here. We're in Long Timber Woods in Ivybridge, Devon. The council have put some fire pits in for people to use along this stretch of woodland. But we're using this today just to demonstrate technique, and the river stones below, just to make sure we don't leave any sign, any damage to the ground, any damage to the tree roots around. We always say leave no sign, don't we? Yeah, quite a sizzle there. You hear the boys haven't quite got the hang of the idea of standing deadwood yet. But it's early days for them, they're learning. That's the whole idea of family friendly bushcraft. Nice little aluminium camping tripod there, and a little coffee pot, camping coffee pot, just the ideal. I was looking for a proper Dixie, but there are none around. Got some nice coffee brewing away in there, and we'll show you how to drop the grounds a little bit later on.
Again,
Drop in the ground.
No, don't shove in the fire. He's being stubborn.
There we go. Let's go about Joe.
Yeah, the expert shoving his sausage in the fire.
Looks nice. Just a joke. So we decided to move the fire out into one of the fire pits that the council have really sensibly put in. That's a cracking idea, that is. Just so everybody can get around the fire and cook the sausages at the same time. Nice brioche buns there. How posh are we, hey? There's Tyson. I don't know if he's hiding from the camera or from the smoke. Give us a wave, Tyson. Beautiful bit of woodland around here. There's Leighton and Conan enjoying the sausage on a butty. Nice brioche. loaf. So yeah, nice smile, Leighton. Well done, mate. There's Connor just finishing his 83rd sausage, I think it might be. As I say, we moved the fire outside a little bit, just so everybody can get around the fire at the same time. Beautiful picturesque bit of woodland this. Left the canopy up there just for a bit of shelter. It's becoming a little bit more overcast, so we're not altogether sure whether it is going to rain or not. It was forecast for a little bit later on. Hopefully we'll be finished by then, but you just never know, do you? I'm just going to mix up some damper mix on the table there. Improvise a bowl out of a bit of tin foil. So I haven't brought any jam this time because my head's empty. There's Connor showing off.
Hi.
Hi, go and cook your sausages, bud.
Okay.
So we're going to real basics with the dampers. No measuring, no messing about. So we've got a blob of flour, small pile of flour, some basic salted butter, flour's self-raising, because that's what I've always used. Slack handful of butter. These measurements are truly professional, aren't they? Start rubbing it together because we want it to make like a crumb before we turn it into a dough. Gordon Ramsay, eat your heart out. Donkey's years since I've made dampers, but I know the kids never have. They're just finishing cooking the sausages. You want a crumb like for a crumble, I suppose. I didn't want to bring a bowl this time, so I just planned to make a little bit, just to give the kids a taste of it. And the fact that I forgot the jam means we probably won't use too much anyway, although it is nice on its own damper over an open fire. First learned to make these many years ago when I was in Scouts. They don't always have to be sweet with a bit of jam and things like that, and they can be savoury with a bit of sea salt in, a bit of butter on, even though there's butter in the mixture. Yeah, buddy?
Yeah.
Enjoying it?
Yeah.
Hole in the middle, bit of milk to bring it together. proper messy stuff. Have you finished cooking sausages now, mate?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I have the stick, because I'm going to put some dough around it in a minute.
Sure.
Thank you. Cooking on, the kids have all got hazel sticks, green hazel sticks with the outer bark stripped off. Hazel enjoys a bit of cutting, it really thrives and grows back quite well, as long as you make the cuts nice and neat and clean. Yeah. It's starting to come together now like a stick pastry there almost. Something there, I suppose.
Your hand is stuck now.
That's alright, mate. This is a little bit wetter than I normally would have made it, so Tyson, do you want to sprinkle a bit of flour on this dough for me?
Sure.
Just get some in your hand, a little bit in your hand, sprinkle it over the dough.
Okay. So a little bit in my hand. Then.
Put the lid on the milk before it runs up full of flour. Yeah, a bit more than that, mate. Want some on the other side as well. Smashing. Thank you.
That's right.
Yeah, get it all nicely mixed in and nice and even. I don't know if it's a chefy way of doing it, but it seems to work for me. So I don't care. Gordon Ramsay, eat your heart out. What I want to do is make like a thin worm of the damper dough. And take the stick that we've been cooking sausages on and make a spiral around the end of the stick. As evenly as possible, and I know that's not very even, because we want it to cook evenly. We want it all to be ready at once. Any more pointy sticks not being used? Yeah. Smash it. The sound of the river in the background now, lovely, peaceful, great to be out here. Oh, smashing it, thank you. Morgan being my stick carrier rather than being on camera, because she's a little bit camera shy. There we go. We don't all have to be the same size, it doesn't have to be pretty. Yes, you can have it, mate. There we go. I normally do in dampers, as I say, bring a nice jar of strawberry jam out, or raspberry jam. I don't know why, but that's the flavours I knew growing up, so there you go. Right, Connor, press that red button for me.
No.
That red button. That one.
Yeah, done, mate. That's all. That's a finished product, finished damper. Oh, right. Don't really need the jam. Nice and spongy in the middle, self-raising flour, nice and crispy on the outside. Perfect, that's good eating.
Get out of there, Connor. Although it's out, it could still be hot. There we go. As we left it, same as we found it.